Alright, boys, so today on stream we ran about 20 maps, juiced up with Azmeri spirits, you know, the tree, all that kind of stuff. We went through and we really tried to juice them up as much as we possibly could. We were using the Omen of the Hunt, which allowed us to have the wisp travel to another, at least one more monster after you finish the first one. We only used those on the orange wisp, the super rare ones, which I think we saw 3 times in the course of 20 maps, so it does show up more often. But what I will say is that almost zero loot dropped from wisp monsters. I'm not on my Roa. Where is it? Jesus fucking Christ. That is fucking ridiculous, dude. All of this loot, none of this loot dropped from wisp monsters minus the talismans, and we got out of 20 maps, right? We got 3, 4, 7. We got 7 talismans, and we ran into at least one wisp on every single map. On a couple maps we had 2, or we had a bunch of two wisp maps, and we had a couple 3 wisp maps. So it was just, it's crazy. It was crazy to me. Like, it was absolutely, obviously we didn't see a rite of passage, and this is all we got from actual wisp monsters. All the rest of this stuff is just from me juicing the maps, similarly to how I did in the last video, which was far more lucrative. So moral of the story is, you can run literally any mechanic in the game that drops anything, and it will be better than running Azmeri spirits. It is absolutely horrendous. And the only league that I can compare it to in any of Path of Exile is if you're old enough to have played the Bestiary League with the nets, and if you had to wait, and if the thing fucking died, then you had to go get a secret net, and, you know, a necropolis net or whatever it was, and then you had to, like, bring it back to life. And it was just awful, right? It wasn't fun. It was terrible. So not only does the mechanic itself feel bad, you're delayed, you know, you have to wait for it to, you know, infect things. And then, you know, I'm an evasion character. I'm pretty squishy. I'm a magic find. So while I'm trying to wait for things to get infected, I'm getting hit and, like, I'm dying. So it's like, you know, we didn't die in a whole lot of maps. We died in probably 3 or 4 of them, and it was awful. I'm so disappointed. And so this is going to be a pretty quick video. We are going to, like, open up the key. I love the reliquary keys, so I'll, like, open these up, and we're gonna corrupt. We did get a really good Tangletongue. Again, didn't come from a wisp, it just came from one of the monsters in a map. So we're gonna corrupt this. This is worth a couple divines, but we'll see if we can get it overcapped. And then, but again, the loot was good, but that's just totally based on normal juicing, which would have been better had I not been wasting tablets on Azmeri spirits. So generally speaking, it is absolutely not worth. And with that being said, I am going to do a test where I try to juice up the bosses. So I'm going to give that a go next. But so we'll see. Again, I can't imagine that it's good, because the wisps are just, it's so bad. I kind of can't believe it. Like, did they not test it before they sent out this last pack? Like, they clearly didn't test it at the start of this league. But I'm like, did they test it, like, in like, at all for this patch? Like the one nice thing, right, was the fact that you could have 2 wisps that would follow each other, so they don't branch off anymore. That's the only change they made. The loot feels worse. I dropped a rite of passage before the when no juice in it, no nothing. I was just juicing normal maps. Something got hit with the wisp, and it dropped a rite of passage. After the patch today, I can't imagine that another one will ever drop again. Like, the loot is so bad, it's unbelievable. It's unbelievable. I'm shocked. So that's that. Bit of a rant. Apologies. Do not run Azmeri spirits. Forget they ever exist. It is a waste of time. It is a detriment to the gameplay. Stay away from it. I don't know what happened. I don't know what happened. But okay, so now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to get this all set up. I'm going to run these. I'll just quick cut it. Boom, boom, boom. And then I will corrupt this. We'll get an omen and corrupt it and all that kind of stuff. But again, stay away from Azmeri spirits. And let's just go to the keys. These are sick. Awesome. Alright, well that was Jesus. Alright, so here is the loot from 6 reliquary keys. I don't think any of this is worth anything. No, no, these definitely aren't, and this I'm assuming is not either because it wasn't even when it was good. All right, so let's go ahead and corrupt all these. We won't use omens for these just because none of this matters. Bleeding, cold, third socket, nothing. Okay, so all dead. Whatever we don't have, we'll add to the collection. All right, so now lastly, we have the 2 Tangle Tongues, one of which is rolled really, really well and would sell for a couple divines as is. Yeah, I mean, that's perfect roll on Fizz and almost perfect roll on Crit. So maybe we can get the overcap, and then this one, we're just, why not corrupt it? So last 2. This one went up, but doesn't matter, it's still undercapped, and this one got rage on hit. Is that good? 50 divines? Damn. Is that accurate? So again, I don't know if it sells for 50 divines. There's 2 of them there. If it sells at all, maybe I could get, I don't know, 20 or 30, something like that, but that's that. All right, so it was a pretty quick video. Apologies again. Moral of the story, stay far away from Azmeri WISPs. They're absolutely the worst. Maybe you guys have had better luck. Let me know in the comments below. Like, subscribe, all that kind of stuff. And I will let you know the results after I test this on the bosses. Wish me luck. Make sure I don't go insane, and we'll see you on the next one. Peace out, guys.